right, Mike, let's talk independence. So many great brands here that are big and well established and have been around for hundreds and hundreds of years, but so many amazing brands that have been around for a little bit less, right? And we have been very lucky to be able to pop in on many of them. So let's talk about a few of our favorites, shall we? I'll get it started. One of our first stops was Sartory Billard, and they're a brand that I really enjoy, and they're really fun because every watch they make is truly bespoke. So it's a really rare opportunity where you can get something unique, something exclusive. They don't have a very high production as well, but truly make the watch you want, right? Make the watch you want, and I got to see some of their back and forth process and how they can go and you design a watch with them, and I love it. They have kind of their own little internal software too, so it really makes it a true personal experience where you start out with a color, you start out with a theme. Of course, you take their platform. They have a few different models that we're going to show you right now. They have a new sports piece, I believe it's called SB07 that we got to try on. Has a little bit of an integrated strap, integrated bracelet, really beautiful dials. And I think we got a shot of the dial tray that he pulled out and showed us. And it was just like tray after tray of different dial colors and different dial materials you can use. And they're one of those brands where Willy Wonka's chocolate factory of watches where, you can do pretty much anything you want and very accessible pricing as well. So definitely a cool brand that you got to check out if you have the opportunity.
Yeah, we were able to go to they were at the Beau Rivage, and we kind of had them in our hands, and I was enjoying, but we got to go over to the window where they had
Yes.
this old hotel, these enormous, 6 foot windows at least where the sun was pouring in, and you put them into the sun, and you're just kind of blown away. You're like, wow, these dials are amazing, and that you can get that kind of attention to your own level of whatever you want, whatever, build your own, do whatever you want, and you really get that type of finishing. It's not just a hodgepodge of online ordering something weird for yourself. It's a truly taking care of you and getting exactly what you want for a bespoke watch, and that's amazing and something that so many people should check out.
Exactly. Yeah, it's so funny because you was like, you need to go to the window. As soon as you got in, you gotta go to the window. I said, no, let's just sit down and do the picture shit. No, go to the window. We went over to the window, and he was so right because when the natural light peeked in on the different dials, it was just so amazing. And you have very good choices and platforms as well. You have the sporty one, the SB07. I believe the SB06 is a new tourbillon they released. We played around with a little bit as well. And then you have some time-only models as well. So great brand, again, where you can create something truly bespoke, but really go crazy in terms of material combinations of your dial, your look, your feel of your watch. And again, you're not paying $100,000. You're paying like under 20,000, depending your your platform basically, and even under 10,000 if you're just going for a time only piece, which I think for what you're getting for that type of interaction with the watchmaker, and that type of bespoke piece, really just usually you would have to order like a 30, 40, 50 piece limited edition for a group of people to get that type of attention, or spend well into the six figures with an independent watchmaker to get that level of touch and feel with a brand. So really amazing to touch and feel with, and that was super cool. Another great brand that we definitely got to talk about is Arnold and Son. Big Arnold and Son fan, but they're known for a little bit more dressy pieces, always doing unique things, always having fun with materials as well. But they came out with a sport watch, and I was not expecting a sport watch from Arnold and Son. So when I first saw this on Instagram, it's called the Longitude, and I was like, okay, this is interesting. But to see it in person, the Arnold and Son Longitude, amazing. Titanium integrated bracelet, also comes on a strap as well. That was kind of it was like a textured kind of canvas, kind of smooth canvas strap. Comes in a green with gold accents dial, blue dial, and then the limited edition, which is kind of like a salmon gold sand dial, which was limited. I think that one's close to being sold out. But such a well designed timepiece, such a well-designed sports watch. I spoke to the watchmaker, or designer I should say, and a watchmaker who designed the piece, and it took him over 3 years to design that watch. And he said, the concept started with, hey, I want to make a sports watch, but they wanted to make something that was unique, something that was individual, something that they could introduce to the market that's not going to look like anything else. And I think they really accomplished that.
Yeah, I was kind of blown away when I saw them because a lot of brands have kind of hopped on the sports watch integrated bracelet train to try to catch in while that that trend is so hot and everybody's trying to grab, the next Nautilus-esque or,
Yeah.
Royal Oak-esque watch. But these are really, 3 years in the making. They're really well thought out and they were beautifully crafted. And the dial colors that they chose were amazing. And we had a really good discussion with, some of the representatives and the watchmaker, the watch designer himself. It was so great to be able to hear how he wanted to create that DNA of the sports watch, but also, make it their own without, trying to spill over into any other brands.
Exactly. It was really well done, quick, interchangeable, shop on that. And again, titanium, interchangeable, really in-house movement, under 20,000. You know what I mean? So very good value from a brand that's not making a ton of watches as well. And I love to see that brands that are giving you really cool, unique pieces. They're not coming for your neck in terms of the price point. So really, it lets you want to stretch a little bit. Lets you stretch your wings and you can experiment a little bit and try new things out without the fear of, you're spending 50, 60, 70,000 on a timepiece. So I think they did a really, really good job. Who else should we talk about? I want to give a special mention to Hautlence. Hautlence is an amazing brand, and we had some really good fun over there with the guys at Hautlence. That was really cool. They just re-released the HL20, which is their 20th anniversary piece, kind of a last hurrah of their last one of their original timepieces, but in a new case. And I love it because it's really refined what we you come to know Hautlence for that TV cushions shape, and it really kind of trimmed it down a little bit, made it a little bit smaller, a little bit thinner, put that old movement with the retrograde time-telling aspect in there, and I think it really hits the nail on the head for a very wearable Hautlence, and I'm very excited to see what they're going to do with that platform in the future. And he showed us a lot of cool little different limited editions as well that they're doing. A really, really awesome brand and a fun piece to keep an eye out.
Yeah, I really like brands where they have such a unique design language. You know what that brand looks like, and they
Yes.
stick to it so well. They don't make any pieces that don't have that kind of TV looking style. That's all they do, and I really like that because you see it, you know it. It's a great look. It's something that nobody else is doing, and they vary it so well. It's not just okay, we have one shape and that's kind of all we got. Maybe do a few colors. They really have found ways to expand it and to have fun with it and have the tourbillons behind bars and things that
Yes.
look like TVs and things that look like subway maps, and you would
Yes.
never think that you could create so many different dials and ideas out of something that seems like a constraint, which is just one case shape.
Yeah, they even had the piece that was they used piece of a semiconductor from the University of Texas, and just hearing him explain, you have this semiconductor and how they treated it and wanted to make it use unique. Nobody's doing things like that. They're just having so much fun making very, very unique pieces. I believe under 200 pieces a year coming out of their factory as well. So really, really awesome to see them just having fun, keeping that brand going, and really having that brand come out on a new horizon with the HL20. Very, very excited for them. Who else do we want to talk about? Gotta talk about Bethune as well with the I'm not going to sing it for copyright reasons, but just play the Purple Rain song, the Purple Rain, the DBX DB28, Purple Rain, amazing watch. Yeah, just another reason why Bethune shows that they know how to do avant-garde to avant-garde levels, right? Nobody is taking a whole case and firing it to purple. It's already hard enough to get it to blue, but to do what it takes to get it to that beautiful purple, the deepest of violet that you've ever seen, along with everything else that comes in that watch, just amazing, excellent piece. Something that when you see it in person, you're just like, how can this color exist? In real metal form, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, I really liked the shades of purple that you saw and the stars they threw in. They didn't just say, "Oh, it's purple, that's that." They really leaned into making it a beautiful design with the lines through the dial and the stars on the dial and the shape and just crafting it in that way, making it an entire piece, not just having a theme be purple. Okay, it's purple, whatever. An entire, it's a complete piece. It is a whole beautiful, beautiful watch, and I really feel like every time we see Bethune at an event, they're like, oh wow, look at this, and we're like, wow, they always bring
Always.
they always bring the heat when it comes to these events that we attend, and it's really great to see that brand keep going and keep pushing, and not just saying, oh, we had one successful model that looked like this, let's just keep doing that, keep doing that. They keep pushing, they keep doing different stuff. I really like that.
Exactly. And we're not even talking about the kind of grand complication, which is that's a whole nother video in itself, but just to see that watch again, the fact that they even make these pieces, it's talk about Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That is Willy Wonka there for sure. Before we go, we do have to talk about Atelier When, which was a really nice surprise. We stumbled upon them in the Beau Rivage. Really great timepieces, the case, the dial, amazing. My first time seeing them in the hand. I've seen many pictures of them before, but to see them in person, to see the work that's gone into the dials, and to see actually the dial being worked on in person as well was amazing. And just really beautiful, well done watches at amazing price points.
Yeah, don't let the idea that they're not like a completely Swiss brand scare you away. Definitely
No.
check them out. Get it on the wrist. I tried it on and I was blown away.
Yes.
I've always seen ads here and videos there for it. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. And I try it on. It really made the difference. And I really appreciate a brand that when you actually go and get up close, it just keeps getting better. It's not just the marketing fluff that gets to you. It's the experience. It's the care that people there were taking to talk to us. And he was even somebody who wasn't even a part of
Yeah.
Atelier Run. He just loved the brand so much that he was willing to come and spend his time explaining about how great their watches are. And I think the last one we should go over is Louis Monet.
Oh yes, yes. We cannot forget about Louis Monet. We had a really, really amazing time with them, and around the world in 8 days. They do these amazing sets of really special limited editions. The Around the World in 8 days, 8 special pieces that represent 8 different cities around the world that are special to the founder, the CEO Jean-Marie Schaller. The way these pieces are executed, I talk a lot and I was speechless. I was speechless to the whole presentation because piece after piece after piece kept coming out, and they're all tourbillons, but everyone was so individual. And the one that really stands out, I believe it was Tokyo, I want to say, with beautiful aventurine dial, real origami, metallic origami paper, and then a beautiful Mount Fuji drawn in the background as well. Everything was so well done on these watches, as Illuminate does. One thing about that brand is, they do the most outlandish things in the most exquisite execution you can imagine. And that's what we saw. Again, speechless. I was just there, just like, just jewel coming out of my mouth. How do I get, the 1 point whatever million dollars together to buy this watch, It was amazing.
Yeah, I really loved all the things that they had. Their open worked chronographs looked really great. I really wanted to take one of those, and that was probably in my top 5
Yes,
of
the 20 piece.
seeing everything at the show. And it was just really great. And they had a beautiful diamond pave
Oh, yes.
dial, which was like the best I've ever seen, where the diamonds graduated from small to large, and it was perfectly set. I don't know how long it took them to not only source the diamonds, but set it in that way and create something that is completely unique. It's not just diamonds of the same size just slapped on a dial and saying, hey, here's an expensive watch. It's a piece of art, which the way that it emanates from the bottom of the dial. And I think the way that Louis Monet is summed up is that they brought their meteorite with them, and
Yes.
they had it right at the front of their booth, which was a pretty good way to sum up, the eccentricism and the beauty and the amazingness of Louis Monet.
Exactly. And the best dressed CEO of the show. I have every time I see, he always has the most amazing blazer on. But yeah, great brand to check out. And they do, many pieces, stuff in a more accessible price range as well. But if you want to go a little bit crazy and you want to get, if you want to spend a check, you check out the Around the World in 8 days set. That set there is just speechless. I have no words. Just check it out. I have no words. Watch a video right now that I'm showing you. It's amazing. All right, keep tuned, and we'll show you more of the great things from Watches and Wonders 2024.